Pittsburgh Steelers are not done yet. They're bringing back one of their own, Isaiah Loudermilk, inking the former fifth-round pick and a veteran defensive tackle to a one-year deal. Look, the move is a move that the Pittsburgh Steelers needed to make. I mean, Isaiah Loudermilk made all of the sense in the world as a guy who would come to the Pittsburgh Steelers and be added depth while they're also adding more depth. You look at this right now and you say the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive line is Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, guaranteed starters. They will look for a third starter, most likely through the NFL draft. Then behind them all, they have Montravius Adams, DeMarvin Leal, who's coming off a neck injury. I think there are some questions there to his health and how good he'll be in the final year of his contract, but he was really starting to have things click when he got injured last season. You just added Daniel Ikuale. You bring back Dean Lowry. You hopefully bring in Logan Lee. I mean, you just look at it and say the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive tackle room is pretty sound right now, as long as they go and they get a rookie defensive tackle who can start in day one. And to be honest, what Loudermilk does is allow the Pittsburgh Steelers not to have to worry about another rookie draft pick. That's what they're doing here, is they bring in a depth piece that they can rely on, a great quality run stuffer, and say, okay, great. If we draft Kenneth Grant or Walter Nolan or whoever in the first round, we don't have to worry about a second defensive tackle in this draft. Instead, we could focus on quarterback, running back, wide receiver, corner, wherever it may be. The Pittsburgh Steelers now have other options, and they could look at it and say, this was a great move for depth. We are no longer backed against the wall. Their defense is pretty set, and with the signing of Juan Thornhill out of Cleveland, I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers defense looks great heading into the NFL draft. They literally need one piece. And while bringing back Landon Roberts would have been awesome, and maybe making more of a splash at corner could have been available, to come back with Darius Slay and Cole Holcomb and now a new defensive tackle that will replace Larry Ogunjobi and a new third safety who has 22 games of starting experience with the Cleveland Browns over the last two seasons, it's not bad. They're in a pretty good spot, and you got to look at it and say the offense is still a giant question. You don't know what's going to happen at quarterback, and the offensive line has question marks, obviously. If they could all click, it's great, and the offense takes a massive step forward. If they don't, they have obvious issues. But the defense overall looks pretty good, and the Pittsburgh Steelers seem to be in a pretty good place with it, especially now that they've added more depth with Isaiah Loudermilk.